Mari 7 ships with an exciting new mesh map baking system called the Bakery, allowing for quick and easy capture of geometry-based information such as ambient occlusion and curvature in almost no time at all. Artists can batch select recipes for baking with various render settings and bake them all in one go. The Bakery can even be used with PTX projects or for baking textures for animated geometry. You're ready to use your baked maps in your textures immediately after the baking process has been completed, all within one streamlined workflow. The Bakery can be accessed by selecting the new oven icon from the main Mari toolbar, or via Objects, the Bakery. Select which recipe you'd like to use from the Add Bake Item drop-down list, and start baking. Under the Render Bake list, you can choose which recipes you wish to bake: ambient occlusion, curvature, thickness, position, normal, or displacement. You can also add multiple recipes of the same type to bake different objects without occluding with each other from the list. Artists can batch edit the size, bit depth, and edge bleed mode for each recipe and save them as a preset for future use. The Bake To and Bake From sections let you choose meshes to use when baking. The Bake To refers to the low resolution mesh, and the Bake From specifies which mesh should be used as the high resolution detail. A high resolution mesh can also be loaded from the disk. If you don't have a different high-res mesh you want to use, select the same mesh in both, which can be particularly useful for capturing thickness and position maps. We wanted the Bakery to be as versatile as possible. If there is more than one object in the Mari project, you can set the object selection per recipe, which allows further control on how the maps will be baked depending on the geometry interaction. The Sky Goddess has two pieces of geometry: the body and the crystals. To ensure that the crystals don't cast shadows on the head, we can add two different ambient occlusion recipes and select the different meshes for each bake item. Turning off the Use Same Meshes for All Bake Items checkbox allows you to choose different geometry per separate recipes. Bake parameters are dynamically changed per recipe selection. You can quickly tweak your map settings to get a better result. The preview gives instant feedback on how the maps will be baked. We've added a drop-down menu for choosing the preview quality. Medium and high will produce higher quality but are slower to compute. You can also hit the pause menu before tweaking the recipe's parameters if you'd rather not wait for the preview to dynamically update. Under the global settings, the Bakery has two options for finding the corresponding high poly mesh for the low poly mesh. Closest tries to find the closest high resolution surface to the low poly surface, and Cage, which finds the furthest high poly surface within a given distance. The Bakery supports exporting the maps to Paint Node, GeoChannel, or Channel Node. If you need to export maps for animated geometry, use Animation All. If you want to export to a location on disk, simply add your file path and check Export on Bake. For the Sky Goddess project here, we need to bake an ambient occlusion, curvature, and a normal map. The target mesh for ambient occlusion and curvature is the same. However, for the normal map, we will load a high-resolution geometry from disk. We're setting the maps to be baked as paint nodes, and we're ready to bake. The rendering for 3 maps at 2K resolution on 3 objects with 22 UDIMs takes Mari just 37 seconds. We're eager to hear how the Bakery fits into your palette. With Mari 7, you have a native solution for mesh map creation, streamlining your materials and making Mari the only texturing tool you'll ever need. For more information, check out learn.foundry.com/Mari. Happy baking!